Blessings to you. I'm recording this announcement on Thursday, March the 10th, which we have learned from our Mayfield Tornado Relief Task Force is the International Day of Awesomeness. And if you would like to contribute to the effort to rebuild Mayfield, Kentucky, use the link on your screen below, which is also included in the description of this video on YouTube. Additionally, if you want to watch Jan Barnes and Rod Cooper talking with Channel 2 morning anchor Kim Hudson about this awesome effort, that link is appearing on screen with me now as well. Now, everyone watching, please repeat after me. Congregational. Watch that video and you will understand why I just had you rehearse that. But here's the immediate reason why I'm coming to you on this video. For 2 months now, we have been getting reports of COVID cases in St. Louis City and County declining significantly. Both the city and the county have dropped their mask mandates, opting instead for mask optional policies, and certainly Webster Groves and Kirkwood school districts have changed to mask optional policies for their students and personnel. So where does that leave us? Over the past few days, the members of the Restart Committee have been considering that question, and I have been asked to provide you this video announcement with their conclusions. First of all, acknowledging that mask mandates have largely been dropped throughout the region, except for hospitals and other healthcare providers, the reason for those institutions retaining their mandates is that ICU occupancy is still running high in hospitals in our area, Barnes, Mercy, SSM hospitals, etc. And those ICU numbers are so high because the number of COVID patients they are treating is so high. So please understand that. Even though COVID numbers are rather low in the general public right now, ICU beds are still largely filled with COVID patients. COVID remains a very serious illness, and please do not take your health lightly. We continue to recommend that all persons who are eligible for vaccination get their primary series and 1 booster if not at high risk, and a second booster if you are at high risk. For example, if you're immunocompromised, if you are severely obese, if you have some troublesome diabetes, that sort of thing. If you have not received a primary vaccination series, in other words, the 2 shots of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine and 1 shot of Johnson & Johnson, then we consider you to be in that high-risk group as well, at least until you complete the series with a booster. Now, if you are in one of the groups I've just described, or you simply consider yourself to be in a high-risk group, you should continue to mask using one of the highest quality masks available, K95, KN95, KF94, or surgical. And we consider that everyone ought to continue to maintain safe social distance of 3 feet or more. Everyone needs to realize that if a new, more dangerous variant appears, then we may have to institute more restrictive policies again. However, we consider that possibility an unlikely enough possibility at present that I can make the following announcement. And you've probably figured out what it is that I'm going to say. First Congregational Church of Webster Groves United Church of Christ has decided to lift its mask mandate. Now, there is a qualifier to this liberalization of our policy. You may unmask if and only if A, you are not in a high-risk group, like the ones I've just described, and B, no new, more dangerous variant appears before you get to church next. Now, bear in mind that this policy is being applied on the same weekend that daylight saving time begins. That means that you will need to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour on Saturday night before you go to bed so that you rise and shine in plenty of time to get to church for the first Sunday in longer than I can remember now, when you've been able to see your sisters and brothers in the pews with, how does Paul say it in 2 Corinthians? Unveiled faces. How exciting is that? I'm reminded now, in March of 2020, when it became obvious that staying clear of each other was not going to be just a 3-week-long matter, we were talking about when we got together again, and regardless of when we were reunited, we were going to celebrate Easter because it was going to feel like coming back from the dead. Well, not to become too elated, but being able to make this announcement makes me feel a little like that now. And now, 2 years since we shut down for the pandemic, it is almost Easter. Mind you, it is still Lent now, and we have very special series of Lenten messages on Sundays with reflections on Wednesday evenings at 7 on Zoom. I really hope that you'll want to be here on Sunday mornings. This past Sunday, we had a scaly special guest as we talked about Eve, mother of the human intellect. And this Sunday, I'll talk with you about Hagar, a woman enslaved by Abram and Sarai, but the one person in the Bible who gives God a name. I need to warn you that if you have experienced abuse in a relationship, especially physical abuse, there will be parts of this Sunday's message and next week's message also focusing on the women Zilpah and Bilhah who were enslaved to Jacob and his wives, which might be triggering for you. If that is the case, I want you to know that it's okay to stay home and worship in nature or some other safe setting. Then join us again a little later on. So to sum up, 1, Day of Awesomeness, please give to the Mayfield relief effort. 2, just as awesome, our mask mandate is ending for everyone not in a high-risk group this Sunday, which is also daylight saving time. And 3, complementing so much other awesome, our revolutionary Women of the Bible series continues through Easter on Sundays with the message of the day and on Wednesday evenings with reflection on the women featured each week. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Peace be upon you.